Hello everyone, this is Vanessa from Cape May Fiber. I'm here to show you something new in my product line, which is usually I'm showing you a design and how to work that design or stitch in that design. So this time I'm actually going to show you both a yarn and a design together. I came up with this new color called Rainbow Party, and I'm going to remove the label so you can see all of the color. And it's this section of color, rainbow, that is in just a little blip of the entire skein. So you can see the whole skein is a light gray, which is my fog color, but then I have this rainbowy, well, it almost goes to yellow, but sometimes it does. And so it's pink to blue to green, just a little bit of yellow, and there are variations of violet inside, as well as moss green and a little bit of aqua. And so with this skein, I was like thinking we need to do something really fun. Whenever we reach a color, why don't we do something different than when we work in the gray color? So I was experimenting and I came up with this kind of idea, and I think it turned out really interesting and fun. So I'm sure you've all heard of color pooling, and if you haven't, you can Google it. Color pooling is when you work a certain number of stitches and the stitches kind of make a pattern, sometimes unexpected, sometimes on purpose. But this time I am actually going to use it on purpose. So here is my scarf that I'm making, and you can kind of see that there is a zigzag patterning that is happening. I'm not doing anything to make that happen. It happens on its own because of the way this skein is dyed. So whenever, so for this pattern, I am using a size 6 needle, and I cast on 48 stitches, and whenever I am working with a colored section, here's it all balled up so you can kind of see all the colors coming out of it. Whenever I work a color section down here, I am working yarn over, knit 2 together. So I'm always doing a yarn over to match a knit 2 together. If I don't have enough stitches to do a knit 2 together, then I forgo the yarn over. And then in the gray sections, I'm just working regular knit stitch, and gray on top of gray, if you can see, is garter stitch. Yarn over, knit 2 together on top of yarn over, knit 2 together is just kind of like a mesh. So I'm going to show you real quick how I actually do that. So, and I like to think of this as like almost a no pattern pattern. And how interesting would it be to add on stitches instead of doing, say, my 48 stitches? How interesting would this be if you did 60, 80, even 100, and you did a stole? So I don't know if it would do a zigzag. It might do some sort of color pooling. I think as long as you keep the stitch count the same, it will do a repeatable pooling pattern. So real quick, I want to show you how I'm working this so that you have an idea to do this kind of non-patterning pattern. So here's my yarn right here. It's gray. I am going to just knit these stitches until I get to a colored section. I am a continental knitter, which means that I have my yarn in my left hand needle versus throwing my yarn. This is just the way I grew up learning it. I think because I was a crocheter first, that's what made me kind of learn that method over what they considered an English style, where you throw your yarn. So don't let that off put you. It is still a knit stitch. So I am getting close to, so even though I'm getting close to a color, but even though this is colored down here, I am still knitting it because I'm letting this strand right here dictate what I do, not this. So I'm going to continue to knit across as if there's nothing that I need to do otherwise. So then that was a whole row of the silvery gray. Now, as you can see, I am coming up on the color, and I will show you how I work that. And I will continue to work until I reach color, which, look, I just did it. So what you want to do now, like I said, is work a yarn over and a knit two together, and you're going to repeat that until this entire color section is over. Yarn over, knit two together, yarn over, knit two together, yarn over, knit two together. And if you've never done it, I'll slow it down real quick, or slow it down real slow. Yarn over, take these 2 stitches, go into the front to the back, yarn around the needle, and pull through. So it's not an increase. This is taking 2 stitches together, but then the yarn over creates another stitch, which creates this kind of eyelet meshy stitch looking thing. So I am almost halfway through the color work section, or eyelet section. This one, apparently, as you can probably tell, because there's a lot of yarn over knit two togethers in this row, this section is probably one of those that climbs back up. See my zigzag? You can kind of see it kind of climbs back up. So I'm going to do one more here, even though it's almost getting to the silver. This is a personal choice if you want to do one last one or not. And here I am, and I have 5 stitches left, and I am in the gray, so I'm just going to go ahead and knit those. No big deal, all done. So a question that you might have: what if you get to the end of a row with the color? Well, I'll tell you what I do. I actually work the last 2 to 3 stitches always in knit, and this is because I want to have a nice clean edge. I don't know if it would look as good with the yarn over knit together all the way to the edge. I kind of doubt it. So I would, for a little tip, work yarn over knit 2 together. Even if you're in color work, work those last 2 or 3 stitches as knit. And you know, that it just depends on what you it just depends on where you're at in the yarn over knit 2 together. So I'm gonna finish it. Let's see here. I might get to the end in this row, and then you can see what I'm talking about with that. Maybe, we'll see. I might get lucky and I can show you what I mean. Ooh, I think I'm gonna get there, because remember, it does this pooling color work and it's slowly going up. So I'm gonna be able to show you what I mean by ending with just the knit 2 or 3, and it doesn't matter, because again, this is a no pattern, so you don't have to worry about, you know, ending, oh no, did I run out of stitches to work? No, As long as you maintain 48 stitches on your needle, your work will be just as wide as mine. We're not increasing, even though we're doing a yarn over, because we have a knit 2 together to match each yarn over. I'm almost to the end of this. Yes, perfect. Okay, knit 2 together. Now here I am with my last 2 stitches. Just like I said, I'm not going to yarn over knit 2 together those last 2, because I don't want that kind of edge. So because I did a yarn over and a knit 2 together here, I'm just going to go ahead and knit 2. I want to show you my edging just real quick so you can kind of see what your potential edge will look like. And consequentially, and not expected, I am having a kind of twisted or kind of like a undulating edge, which I think is super cool and not something I even knew was going to happen. But anyway, so look here, this is just your plain gray, so we already know that that's all knit. But right here is where I always knit the last 2 or 3, and that's where you can kind of see that that I think it makes a cleaner edge. So, and then as far as the edging goes on both sides, you can see the little bit of undulation, the little bit of ripple going on with the edges. Again, I didn't even know this was happening, and you might be able to block it out if you don't like it, but I think it's really, really cool and something special. And it's all part of, you know, being a textile artist, you know, part of designing and knitting and enjoying what you do is, you know, and also enjoying the little special, I guess you could call them surprises. So anyway, I hope this was helpful, and if you like this video, please subscribe, please like my video, and then you can see all the new stuff that I come up with, new content, and have a great day. Thank you.